Hey everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 Hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally, and further strengthen your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourself today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in our nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and get with alkalinity. Then you can generate some static electricity. Send me some love telepathically. Set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to great days. So, I'm here to give an update on my 5-day fast. Okay, 5 days without food, and it is currently day 5. So, it's about 1 o'clock right now. Okay, and at 7:30 a.m., around 7:30 a.m., it marked 108 hours. Okay, that I have not had any food, and in total, as of now, it's been about 113 hours. Okay, so currently I'm on around 113 hours without food. And then around 7:30 p.m. near evening is whenever it's going to mark 120 hours. And this would be a full 5 days. Okay, a full 5 days without food. And I'm pretty much just going to go over how the experience has been. Okay, how the experience has been, what has been changed, what I have learned, and yeah, I'm just gonna go into it, a little flow style, because I don't really want to go over it too in depth, um, because it's just a summary to introduce the 5th day. But yeah, so I'm gonna start it off like this. When I woke up, okay, in the morning, I felt pretty well. There was no fatigues or weakness like on days 2 and 3. Okay, it was a lot. It's been a lot like day 4 of the fast, which was like the best day of the fast, to be honest. I'm pretty sure day 4 was the best day, even in contrast to day 5 today. Okay, because day 4 I was feeling the best I've ever felt in the whole year. Since this year has started, the 4th day of the fast, I was feeling the best that I've ever felt in all year. Okay, um, today I woke up without fatigue. I didn't wake up with weakness, okay, or anything like that. I woke up really well, and it's been a great day as well. The only thing that differs from today and the 4th day of the fast is that since I am expecting food around 8 o'clock to break the fast, my body has started to send me signals of hunger, because it knows it's expecting to have food again. So it's like, okay, let's switch modes, because I mentioned this in like one of the first days, or the 2nd day, that since the body it is trained or conditioned, because we all condition the body to be reliant on food as a source of life, right? Thus, your body expects to have food at certain times of the day according to how you have conditioned yourself to eat. You know, let's say you eat at 2, or let's say you eat at 7 a.m. for breakfast. Let's say you eat at 2 for lunch. You know, if you do that every day, your body is going to start expecting to have food around those times. And if you miss those times, you know, your body starts to send you signals of hunger. It starts to cry out. It starts to whine because it's not having its regular scheduled food, right? And this was happening a lot on the first day. And then on the second day, it kind of just dwindled down because my body, it started to understand, well, okay, I'm going to go 5 days without food. So let's switch modes here. Instead of living according to deriving life or energy from food, let's switch modes to deriving life or energy from sunlight or breath or just water, you know. So in that way, on day 2, it started to understand that it needs to, my body, by the way, it needs to switch modes. Okay, so during day 2, that's what it did. It started to switch modes from a more from food as a source of life to more abundant sources of life, like water, air, and sunlight, or the earth. Okay, and on day 3, it completely vanished, the hunger signals, you know, because in all actuality, the hunger signals are illusory. They're not real. Your body's just being weak. Okay, that's the absolute truth of it. This is what I have realized for myself experientially, because on day 1, if your body's sending you hunger signals, it's bullshit. For one, only because on day 1, there's still content in your stomach being digested. So you're still digesting food in 24 hours that you have not eaten. Okay, depending on the last meal you had. If you had like a heaping large meal, you know, if you filled up your stomach to the absolute max before you took up the fast, then in 24 hours you're still going to be digesting food. Okay, and then if your body's sending you hunger signals after the first day or during the first day of fasting, you know that's bull, because you have contents in your stomach and there's no reason to be actually hungry, because you're not gonna die. You have something in your stomach. Okay, now day 2 and day 3, once again, it just started to switch modes. My body from knowing that it doesn't need food anymore to just deriving energy or life from air and sunlight. Okay, and it's been I wanted to say that being on a full stomach is most definitely a more it's not, some people see being on a full stomach as a luxury, right? Because this is how we have been taught by our parents, and that's how their parents taught your parents. Okay, but the truth about it is what I've realized is that being on a full stomach actually brings you down in energy, you know, because you get lethargic, you get lazy, you cannot move, you cannot breathe properly, because chances are your nose is going to be blocked up by mucus or phlegm. And then being unable to breathe properly, you start to go into psychological imbalance, because your brain needs oxygen fluently running throughout your entire body. And if one nostril is blocked up, you know, it's causing the brain to imbalance, you know, psychologically imbalance. Okay, and this can cause a type of mental instability, and it leads to that's just one con of being on a full stomach, you know. So a lot of people treat being on a full stomach as a luxury, you know, like it's a blessing, which it is. Eating food is a blessing. I'm not gonna say that it's not a luxury, or that I'm not grateful for being able to eat food when people don't even eat food at all, you know, because they can't get access to food. But what I'm saying is that being on a full stomach is not the best thing ever. In fact, I'd rather be starving than being on a full stomach, because what I've noticed is that being on an empty stomach It has me in a much more energetical state. I'm able to be more active. Okay, so I have more energy when I'm on an empty stomach. I'm much more interactive. Okay, I'm much more introspective, meaning I'm inwards. Okay, I'm more in union with the environment around me. I'm more in tune with the ether or the space. Okay, I'm more in tune with myself emotionally. I'm more emotionally balanced. I'm more psychologically balanced. Um, it comes with a lot more benefits than being on a full stomach. Trust that. Um, so some benefits that I've seen gradually as I've been prolonging the fast is that my intelligence has most definitely boosted. Okay, the first day, my intelligence already began to rise. Okay, but as I have prolonged through it, I've just noticed that my intelligence has been rising through the roof. Okay, through the ceiling. Um, and today, day 5, I've noticed that I've been able to see through various different angles, and I've been able to break through into various different dimensions a lot more profoundly than I am able to do when I am fed regularly, you know. So most definitely a boost in intelligence. My sensual perception, my sensory perception has most definitely been sharpened as well. Okay, since there's nothing clogging up my body, since there's nothing clogging up my nose, since there's nothing clogging me up, you know, nothing weighing me down, my 5 physical senses have most definitely been sharpened. My 6th sense, my mental sense, my third eye, my Agna chakra, or my mental envisionment has pretty much sharpened as well along with this. Okay, which is what has been allowing me to boost intelligence and seeing in various different angles, breaking through into multiple dimensions that I have not been able to break through prior to this fast. Okay, so most definitely integrating a transformation here, you know, like Goku. You got to break the limits, you know, you got to go beyond death, or you just got to go beyond your physical limits, your mental limits to transform, you know. Like when he went Super Saiyan for the first time, he was on the verge of death pretty much, and he saw his friend Krillin die, you know, and that just set him off emotionally, and then he surpassed all his physical and mental limits completely. Okay, this is what you got to do to transform yourself. You got to face the fear. And now, one thing I also wanted to say is that during these 5 days, I have not pooped. Okay, I have not pooped at all, which is very, very, very extraordinary in my opinion, because honestly, pooping in itself is very grotesque to me. I know it's like a natural thing, everybody does it, you know, but I don't know, it's just that being able to not poop for 5 days, you know, or a little bit longer. It's actually been a little bit longer than I've actually pooped, but being able to not poop for 5 days, it's been very time saving, you know, because I don't got to go to the restroom. I have urinated obviously because I've been drinking water, but there's no contents in my stomach to pretty much get rid of, you know. So I haven't pooped at all, and it's been really, really relieving having to not use the restroom, having to not use toilet paper, you know, having to not poop at all. So that's another benefit. I mean, who wants to waste time pooping, you know, when you can just not do it at all? Um, and it's a lot cleaner as well because you don't have to go through that. But I'm sure when I start eating again, I'm gonna have to start pooping again. But there's a lot more benefits that I've seen. Okay, let me go over this. In tune with the ether, I already explained this one. The ether is the 5th element, which is space. There's fire, water, air, and earth. And the 5th element is ether or space. Most definitely, I've been able to see the various different geometries that are making up the spatial dimension. And in being able to conceive these or perceive these geometries, I have been able to see into deeper dimensions of the spatial elements. And this is actually what had allowed me, or what has been allowing me, to break into various different angles to be able to perceive into new dimensions, a transformation. Okay. Meditation has been very, very easy as well. A lot less distractions. Okay. A lot less distractions. A lot less distractions. Um, a lot less, I want to say, getting caught up, in thoughts, because there's been a lot less thoughts as well. Because one thing I've noticed is that whenever you have a lot of food in your system, or when you're fed, you have a lot of thought process. You have a lot of thoughts that don't even lead to anything. You're not using the mind efficiently. More so, you're only thinking about delusions. You're only thinking about things that don't even exist. So you're just wasting your energy thinking about things that aren't existing. You need to be using your mind efficiently, and you need to function it properly. you know it's like scrolling on social media all day long, and seeing the same posts over. See, that's what I'm talking about. When you overthink, you're just thinking about the same things over and over and over, and they don't even exist, so it's not helping you in any way. It's just a waste of energy. So a lot less of that. Okay, a lot more liberation to the mind. I want to say there still is thought, obviously, but a lot less thought is what I want to say. And a lot more compassion has come into my being as well. For one, I don't have the energy to really physically fight as often as I feel inclined to. You know, um, More so, I just kind of want to like be. I don't want to act at all. I don't want to do anything. I just want to like sit and meditate, or I just want to bring in peace to myself. I just want to breathe. I just want to be in serenity. I just want to be in peace. Okay, a lot more of this. Whereas when I'm on a full stomach, I'm uncomfortable, and I can't be in peace, because I'm in a state of dis-ease, and that's what disease is. It's being out of your ease. So a lot more ease, and this literally means health, because when you're in a state of dis-ease, you are literally in disease, because that's what the word is dis-ease. It's being out of your ease, being out of your balance. Okay, being in balance. That's what illness is. So a lot more ease has come, a lot more energy. Okay, a lot of realizations have come to me as well. A lot more cosmic alignments, a lot more of profound experience overall, to be honest. I don't really, I can't put a lot of it into words, because a lot of it I can't really explain with words, because words are very, very minuscule. They're very minute in their nature, and they don't go over anything, especially with the diction that I have, or the vocabulary that I have, uneducated, okay? Like without a college degree type of education. Obviously, I learn new words every day, but there's still some of the experiences that I'm able to break through into are just too profound for words in themselves. They go beyond conceptual reality and meaning. So a lot of inexplainable experience, but yeah, it's been most definitely well. My shocker projection has most definitely been sharpened as well, and by this I mean I've been able to go into each of the individual chakras and project from those chakras and understand life through the projection as like a lenses. You know, um, a lot more creativity. Okay, I've been able to write some songs, and they've been pretty potent in my opinion. Okay, and nobody can really take that from me either, because it's something that I am creating. It's like creating a child, and somebody saying, well, it's terrible. That's not true, because there's that's your creation, you know, and it's in your wisdom to understand that that's your conception in itself, you know. But anyway, there's actually a child walking around me as well right now, so it's like I had to bring that into mind. But yeah, chakra projection has most definitely sharpened up as well, along with sensory perception. Metaphysicalities have been able to be understood a lot more strongly, a lot more profoundly. The quantum field, I'm able to tune into it a lot more, which is the subconscious mind. I'm able to dive deeper into the mind, okay, and go a little bit more beyond my normal fears, okay, which are just illusions in themselves, which is what I've slowly been integrating and realizing into my life. Okay, but yeah, I don't want to make this video too long. It's just a completency or completency of the 5-day fast. You know, so around 7:30 p.m. is going to mark a full 5 days without food, and at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. just to make sure, I'm going to break the fast with a very, very light meal. I'm going to have a few fruits, okay? Because I don't want to overload the body. It might shock the body, you know? And I don't want to shock the body too much. So I'm going to have a very light meal, and I'm going to break the fast, and then I'm going to continue regularly eating as I usually do, okay? But it's been a great journey. It's been a great experience overall. If I'm being honest, I can probably go a full week without food. If I'm being completely honest, because I know that my body can keep going. I'm not on the verge of death. I'm not on the ground, unable to walk. You know, I have more energy than I do on a full stomach. So I know that I can go a week, but I'm not going to do that to myself right now. Maybe later in my life I'll do that. But yeah, I'm going to break it today at 8 p.m. and it would have been 5 days. Okay, so that's pretty much where I'm going to conclude it. Alright, so one love to everybody. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Drop a like on today's video if you did enjoy the information, the experience, the wisdom, the knowledges, the love, the positivity, the groundedness. Comment down some love as well. Comment down some inspiration. Comment down some motivation. Comment down some creative or constructive criticism. Comment down anything you want to comment down. Okay, I will get to that. And that's pretty much it. So, peace out. One love. Have a great afternoon.